Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of MVRugby. I'm your host, Moritz. I know it's the first time I've actually introduced myself. Yeah, the New Zealand versus England game. I only got to see it at Sunday. It was quite early on Saturday morning. I still had to go to work on Saturday, so I couldn't actually bring it to you guys any sooner, really. Like I said in my description of a previous video, that I actually fell asleep while editing the Springboks review video that I shot on Saturday evening. I really wanted to bring it to you guys on the same night that the Springboks played and everything, but I was just way too tired, I'm afraid. Sunday, yeah, I actually watched the New Zealand game. And it was quite a tough game. I have to admit. New coach for the All Blacks, or actually on both sides, England and New Zealand. Robertson for New Zealand, and then Scott Barrett as the captain for New Zealand, which is a new change as well. Burton Barrett wasn't on the starting lineup; he was on the bench. So it was the two Barrett brothers, Scott and Geordie, that kind of made it through the first half and into about 50 minutes of the second half before Boda joined them. Damien McKenzie was on the number 10 jersey, not having a good game, really. The score would have looked a lot different if he had actually landed all of his penalty conversions. The first try obviously was scored by TJ Paranara. Second one by Itoje for England, and then Surveyor scored the third try. So both basically landed on 10 each for going into half time. Yeah, Paranara in the second half kind of had a bit of a disaster as a player was tackled onto his leg. Now, as someone that has been on the receiving end of that is, I don't know what the extent of his injury is. I hope he didn't dislocate his knee, as that could have dire consequences for him. He might not see the second test against England, or a couple of tests after that. That takes quite a while for that to actually heal up. In my case, it took about 2 to 3 months before I could actually get back on the pitch. So yeah, to seriously injure and stretch your ligaments in your knee is not a joke, really. But yeah, Damien McKenzie not really having a good game this one. Bowden Barrett joined them about 50 minutes in, so a lot of the cross kicks and stuff started happening there. Damien McKenzie did get a cross kick in the first half, which actually got Surveyor his try, which was the second one, or the third one. Sorry, the third try. And then England basically scored the fourth try in the second half, and then New Zealand converted 2 penalties to make the end score 16-15. Now, there was a bit of controversy here, and I really have to throw in a bit of criticism to the referee here. Damien McKenzie was kicking that entire game with his little, ritual that he does beforehand. He goes and stands and he visualizing him kicking the ball back, and he goes back to the ball and looking up to the poles again, kind of visualizing the trajectory going, and then he would get this little smile on his face, like he does, and just before he could actually convert that third penalty in the second half, which would have brought the final score to 19-15, the ref blew the whistle, claiming he was taking too long. He didn't really take longer than he normally did, I'm sorry, I'm not agreeing with that final call. We could have seen a much better score for the New Zealand team over there, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. And then they scored another penalty advantage just before full time, which basically gave them, literally on full time, they scored the penalty, which gave them the victory. Obviously, getting possession of the ball, Damien McKenzie kicking out, which basically ended it. Hard, tough fought match. Really disappointed for English. They really also played a smashing game. But unfortunately, it wasn't to be for them. The stronger team was the New Zealand team. But both teams have really had awesome defense for themselves. It was a hard fight for both teams to actually get the ball through onto the opponent's try line so that they could score. And not a lot of kicking opportunities for England. More kicking opportunities for New Zealand, and then both basically making equalized tries, 2 tries each. I saw the footage of the end of the game, and I think the whole picture for England was reflected on Baxter's face. The utter disappointment of not actually winning that game. I know how that feels as well. I think most of us that has ever played rugby, either in varsity level or club level, has always kind of had a disappointment whenever you don't actually make it. And I know that it's very difficult for these guys because they really want to excel. They really want to, especially when you when you run out onto the field for the first time representing your country. It's a big deal for everybody, and I bet you every Springbok can tell you the same. It's a huge deal for everybody, for every player that goes into that jersey, and you just want to make a good impression so that you can carry on a fruitful and a long career for your country and in the national team. So hard luck, again to England. Maybe better luck next time. We'll be seeing what happens in the second round against New Zealand. But smashing game by both teams. Really, congratulations to the New Zealanders. You guys deserve it. Played a hard game. Congratulations to Scott Barrett to a successful first captaincy. He played that entire 80 minutes. So it's very few swap outs, in the second half for the New Zealanders. But a really smashing game. You guys all played hard. England, maybe take a look at some of the tactics for the next game. Second test is on the 13th of July. Again, with the Springboks facing Ireland in Durban for the second on the 13th of July for the second round. So we're wishing these boys good luck there as well for the Springboks. May the best teams win. And we will be looking forward to it. Remember, as always, to keep your beers and your braai fires going. And I'll be seeing you guys there. Peace out.